Hey everyone, I'm so glad I get to teach you about Swivl. I'm going to do a little bit here and then I will do it live in person. So what you'll need is this tracker on you, and then when you become more advanced you can have other trackers on students. But this needs to be close so that if the marker needs to be close, and then turn on and record, or right here, you'll be able to see that in person as well. And then when I have the tracking on, it moves with me wherever I go, as long as I am in sight of the infrared tracking device on the Swivl thing. It can also tilt down, but I have it up higher, so it's not going to tilt down as much. But it can go up high, and it can go down kind of low, depending on where you have it. So the first thing that you need to know is that this needs to be close to where you're talking. There is quite of a long cord, but the voice recording will then be like you're in an auditorium. So you'll want that to be close to your thing. And then I have on a necklace today, which I don't usually wear because I'm always afraid I'm going to get choked. But this could be dinging. So sometimes you may not want to wear your lanyard or your keys, something like that. So you'll want this, and then you'll want to, the first thing when you know that you want to try out the Swivl is that you need to figure out the greatest place. And you can always move it, but a great place to put the Swivl so that you can get the best shot. So, hello. I tend to put it in the middle of my classroom because I have a divider in the middle, so that I'm always teaching here with the students that I have, but then my projector kind of gets washed out, so there's that issue. But I can also go over here, and you could maybe see what was going over here. But then today I had to put it down, so we're going to move down to a lower position, and then you kind of get a different thing. So, but it's going to only track where this goes. You can also turn off tracking, and I'll show you how that works. There's this center button, and say I want to sort of pause where I am and go to something else and then come back. I can hit this button. It's going to say tracking off. There's this little thing that pops up and says tracking off. And then I can move around and it's not going to move with me. So I can go out of the screen. I can come in the screen. And then I can go out of the screen. And then I can run around. And you won't be able to see me, but you can still hear my voice. But then I can turn tracking back on, and it can, at some level of pace, go with you wherever you're going. But sometimes it doesn't. So you kind of have to play around with it and see what works for you. So other things we will try in person. But the first thing you want to do is figure out where you kind of want it in your classroom for what you're doing. And it kind of depends on the purpose. So if you're doing something on the ground, then you kind of want it to be near or close to the ground so they can see you. But if you're going to be doing it for the kids, then you need to be looking at the kids. So we can brainstorm, figure out what we want to do. And what the purpose of your instructional piece is for. I'd love to be able to use the Swivl in our school to get into people's classrooms and see what's going on in a very not intrusive way, but you could see and watch and see what cool things are going on without needing a sub to get over to somebody else's classroom. So, with that being said, I hope that you use the Swivl. We're going to try, there's going to be lots of things online that you can use to figure out sort of some of those strategies and how to use it in case I'm not here or Sarah's not here or anybody else who doesn't know how to use it, and then a way to sign up to use it. Using the tracker button is super important, but also, as I know and Sarah knows, you need to sign out of the iPad, not of the whole iPad, but of the Swivl app when you're done using it. Number one thing to remember. Also, don't just go, I'm going to use the Swivl in 10 minutes and not plug things in and make sure things are charged. You need to make things sure are charged and that the firmware is updated. If it's not, then you're going to have lots of complications. But I'll probably be talking about that in person as well. So, anywho, this is Swivl. And now I'm going to hit the little record button to stop.